Thank you for logging on to this broadcast on wellscountyvoice.com. Since the onset of COVID-19, we have all had to experience social distancing. And this is true with high school sporting events. Our school administrators are doing their best to keep our kids, teachers, administration, and their families healthy. We are honored to be a part of the solution to contain and overcome this, as well as promote our student athletes. We wouldn't be able to bring this broadcast to you if it wasn't for our sponsors you hear throughout the broadcast. Please shop their businesses, use their services, and tell them thank you.
Leading off, the catcher, number 11, Eli Riley. The center fielder batting second for Norwell will be number 12, Luke Kraft. On the mound for the Knights, number 6, Rocco Haynes. The third baseman this evening will be number 26, Brody Bowen. At shortstop, number 13, Leighton Bailey. The designated hitter, number 24, Brent Wathen. Over at first base for the Knights, wearing number 5, Josiah Lighting. The left fielder this evening will be number 2, Drew Bussell. And the second baseman will be number 17, Luke McBride. And playing right field, wearing number 10, Dave Shelton. And the rest of Dave Goodmiller's Norwell Knights. And now here's Adam Roser's starting lineup for our own Huntington North. Leading off, the left fielder, number 16, Jack Eckert. At second base, number 1, Matt Schnepp. On the mound this evening, number 22, Austin Oswald. Batting cleanup for the Vikings, the designated hitter, number 14, Lucas Thorne. In right field, number 19, Wesley Huff. Over at first base, number 12, Cole Martz. At shortstop this evening for the Vikings, number 3, Cruz Fuentes. The center fielder be number 15, Cam McCarver. Over at third base, number 4, Nick Johnson. And catching, the battery mate for the Vikings this evening, number 25, Isaac Wilson. And the rest of your Huntington North Vikings. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to ask you to please rise, turn your attention to center field as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Stephan Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
And once again, welcome to Viking Field here in Huntington as we get set for this Northeast 8 matchup featuring the Norwell Knights and the Huntington North Vikings on a gorgeous day here in Huntington. Good afternoon, friends, and welcome aboard alongside myself, Derek Decker. It's a pleasure to be with you here this afternoon. And again, just a gorgeous afternoon for baseball. We're sitting in the mid-60s, perhaps our best day of the spring past the first week of the regular season. and the weather continues to turn here. We're set up outside of ground level here today, looking pretty much down the third base line. And so, again, a vantage point that we're relatively used to, judging on the Norwell side of things, although a bit lower and closer to the ground than normal. But here's how things will line up today for Huntington. In the outfield, it'll be Eckert, McCarver, and Huff left to right. And on the infield, Johnson, Fuentes, Schnepp, and Martz. Isaac Wilson gets the start behind the plate. And on the bump today for Huntington is Austin Oswald. He has thrown 22 1/3 innings, making his 7th appearance on the mound this year with a record of 4-1 and ERA sub-4. Team best 29 strikeouts and also a team high 15 walks. Norwell looks like this in the lineup today. Up and down offensively, they'll go Riley, Graft, and Haynes, then Boland, Bailey, and Wathen, followed by Leidig, Bussell, and McBride. Should be a fun one here this afternoon. Huntington North comes in at 6-11, 2-2 in the Northeast 8 to this point. Norwell comes in at 12-7 and 2-1 in the Northeast 8. Glad you could join us on this beautiful Thursday afternoon here in Huntington. We've dealt with a few connection issues here this afternoon, so bear with us if you have buffering. Go ahead and refresh your page, but we should be good to go. First pitch is on the way from the lefty. It misses outside from Oswald to the leadoff hitter Eli Riley. We're underway at 5:37 here this afternoon. No lights at Huntington. 3:30 down the lines, and the 1-0 is fouled back to the screen. A ball and a strike. As mentioned, we're set up a few feet down the first base line here, looking towards third. And a good vantage point, as we've had most of the season. All of our athletic directors have been quite accommodating to us being on the road, especially in these COVID times. Ball 2 to Riley, up and away. Riley has hit just shy of 400 in the leadoff spot this year. He hasn't moved from that top spot in the batting order. 2-1 is well high, 3-1. That has been a mark of this Huntington North pitching staff, has been the inability to get pitches into the strike zone. A high number of walks compared to Norwell over the course of the 2021 campaign. There's ball 4. He leaves it upstairs to the speedy Eli Riley. A leadoff 5-pitch walk to Eli Riley to get things rolling here in the top of the first. Here comes Luke Graft for the Knights. Graft is hitting just shy of 400 as well, but almost 500 on base percentage. Riley could be on the move soon. The first pitch is slapped towards the left side. It's caught on a line by the shortstop. Riley was off the bag. They'll fire back to first, and Riley is back in there with a head-first slide by a hair. A tight play at first. Graft is so good at going the opposite direction. Lines out to the shortstop Fuentes, and so Eli Riley is fortunate to be back in safely at first base. First pitch is up and away to what will be the starting pitcher for Norwell today, Rocco Haynes. Rocco is hitting an outstanding .518 on the 21 campaign. This is a guy that's just been hard to get out. Riley's on the move. Pitch is called a strike. Breaking ball outside corner. Riley slides in headfirst to second base with his first snagged bag of the day, and he's into scoring position with 1 out. So Riley tallies his team best 15th stolen base of the year. This has not been a Norwell team that has run a significant number of times. That's stolen base number 45 this year. 1-1 coming to Rocco Haynes with Riley a big lead away from second. Haynes pops it up foul territory and back onto the tennis courts where Huntington North and Norwell are in the midst of a match right now. It's a ball and 2 strikes now to Rocco Haynes. Hits from the right side. Nice open stance. Holds the bat high above his head. The 1-2 pitch is downstairs, and it gets by the catcher, Isaac Wilson, into the backstop. And on to third goes Eli Riley on the wild pitch. Now, DeKalb had plenty of those problems on Tuesday afternoon and really hurt themselves with the wild pitches and the inconsistencies in strike throwing. Norwell won Tuesday's contest 14-6 to hand the Barons their first conference loss. Dropped them to 3-1, still in second place alone, a half game ahead of the Knights. And everybody's chasing the 5-0 Lions. The 2-2 pitch to Rocco Haynes, grounded to the right side. This is routine, but he'll get the run in. Gloved there by Matt Schnepp. He throws to Martz for the second out, but given RBI, his 34th of the season, to Rocco Haynes, and the Knights take an early 1-0 lead here in the first. without the benefit of the hit, I might add. Eli Riley, of course, on with that leadoff walk. Then a line out by Luke Graft, a ground ball after a stolen base and a wild pitch. Get Eli Riley to the plate. Good situational baseball there by the Knights. Ball 1 to Brody Bolin. And I'll tell you, Oswald has struggled to get ahead of hitters here in the early going. There's a swing and a miss by Bolin. Brody is hitting .426 on the season. A lot of extra baggers, 10 doubles, a couple of home runs, and 23 driven in. The 1-1 just missed off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Oswald's been dancing around the zone a couple of times and hasn't gotten any calls yet. At this point, it'd be interesting to see if that carries on to the Norwell half. There's strike 2 call. Outside corner, belt high. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bolin with 2 gone, bases empty. And the Knights already have a run across here in the top of the first. Looking to advance to 3-1 in conference play here this afternoon and keep themselves in a race. Out straight back to the screen. Somebody's going to have to beat Leo. I would imagine the best chance for that is DeKalb, and that game happens next week. So Norwell will do a little scoreboard watching next week. 2-2 once again to Bolin. Off-speed pitch misses outside, and he's running full. Bolin's only drawn 3 walks all season long. Not a guy that looks to do that in particular. He's aggressive early in the count. Obviously hits for lots of power. The 3-2, foul tipped into the glove, and it's held onto by Isaac Wilson to retire the side. So the Knights draw a leadoff walk. Riley steals second. A wild pitch gets into third, and a ground ball scores him. And Norwell has a 1-0 lead heading to the bottom of the first on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Back here at Viking Field, Rocco Haynes is the guy that'll go for Norwell today. He has been outstanding this year. Close to the top of the league with 25 strikeouts on the year in just 4 starts. 19 in the third innings, a record of 2-2. He's been the #1 guy for the Knights all season and a sub-3 ERA. He'll be backed up by Bussell, Graft, and Shelton left to right in the outfield. Bolin and Leidig at the corners of the infield. Bailey and McBride up the middle. Eli Riley back behind the plate once again here today, and Jack Eckert will lead things off for the Vikings. He'll be followed by Schnepp and Oswald here in the Huntington first. Norwell scratching across what could be an important run in the top of the first inning. First pitch from Haynes is ball 1 outside. He leaves it away to Jack Eckert, who bats from the left side. Eckert and the Vikings wearing the home white today with black and red trim and numbers. 1-0 is up and away, 2-0. Rocco has been a hard strike throwing guy. This has been his forte. Just 7 walks in 19 innings. Haynes has had a high number of hit batters, though, and he's fallen behind the leadoff hitter Eckert, 3-0. So Oswald walked the leadoff batter as well. And now Rocco Haynes in danger of returning the favor. A get-me-over fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Draws it back to 3-1. Eckert has not had a ton of action this year. Now hitting in the leadoff spot today, and Haynes blows it by him, a strike. And Eckert well behind that. And it's a full count now here to the leadoff hitter Jack Eckert in the bottom of the first. Another fastball got him to chase upstairs, and Rocco Haynes works back from a 3-0 hole to blow 3 pitches by Jack Eckert. 1 gone. So 1 batter, 1 strikeout for Rocco Haynes, and here comes Matt Schnepp, who is hitting just over 500 over the course of the year through the first dozen games or so. And the first pitch, he squares to bunt, squares it and hits it down the third base line. Nice play by Riley throwing across the bag. Leidig had to carry himself into foul territory, but held his right foot onto the bag. And that is the second out of the inning. Nice play by Riley. A pretty good bunt laid down by Schnepp, but he is retired. It escaped just by the apron. And 2 are out here in the first. And here comes the pitcher, Austin Oswald. First pitch just missed. Oswald is a hitter of just about 500, at least the first 12 games. Fouls that one out of play left side. Sitting on the right side here today, 64 degrees at first pitch. A light breeze blowing in from center. The 1-1 pitch is a fastball at the eyes of Oswald. And Rocco Haynes has fallen behind his second of 3 hitters. He worked back from a 3-0 count to the leadoff man, and the 2-1 pitch is a fastball that's slicing toward the left field line, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. It's cut off by Bussell. He will hustle it into second on a one-hopper, and that's a 2-out base hit for Austin Oswald going the other way. Certainly behind the fastball of Haynes there, but got around the bat head enough to drop it into left field towards the 330 side, down there in left, and a nice play by Bussell to cut that thing off and hold it to a single here with 2 outs. And a courtesy runner steps in. Keegan Landrum is courtesy running at first base. There's a first pitch strike call just above the knees, and on the outside corner, Lucas Thorne, the cleanup hitter. Landrum might be a threat to run at some point, although Haynes is pretty quick to the plate. There's a curveball that breaks down and bounces in there. 1-1 to Thorne. Haynes is relatively quick to the plate. And Eli Riley, of course, is the future collegiate catcher at St. Francis. All kinds of experience back behind the dish. Ball on a strike here as Rocco Haynes wanted to change baseballs. A 2-out single for the 3-hitter Oswald. As a runner on, they had Landrum leaning a little bit, but Leidig couldn't hold the tag on as the ball popped in and out. Good jump move by Rocco Haynes. It's the first time we've seen him make that move. It's a guy that doesn't work with a ton of base runners on, doesn't use that move all that often. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, runners on the move, and he is going to be out by 3 miles at second base. Riley just absolutely gunned him down, and Landrum wastes the 3rd out of the inning. So Huntington North goes down quietly despite a 2-out single, and we head to the second with Norwell on top of Huntington 1-0 on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Always going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Top of the second here in Huntington on a picturesque mid-May afternoon. Norwell leading Huntington 1-0, sending Bailey, Wathen, and Leidig to the plate here in the top of the second inning. Norwell got a leadoff walk from Riley to lead off the first inning. He eventually came around to score on the ground ball by Rocco Haynes, which across the first Norwell run of the contest, and Leighton Bailey steps in from the right side. Oswalt worked an 18-pitch first inning, an even 9-ball and 9-strike breakdown. First pitch downstairs to Bailey, over but low below the knees. Bailey's been a guy that has been kind of on a roller coaster ride all season. Started hot, went through a big stretch and a lull at the plate, strike call at the knees, outside corner, and then Bailey has kind of leveled out and water has found its level. 340 on the year, hitting in the middle of the lineup for the better part of the season. 1-1 pitch off speed, and it dives down for ball 2. Wathen and Leidig here in this top of the second inning. Bailey went 2 for 4 on Tuesday afternoon against DeKalb with a couple of singles and an RBI. Here's a fastball, outside corner again at the knees, and he continues to hit that spot. Then he'll be okay today. Bailey takes strike 2. Vikings went down pretty quietly. A 2-out single from Oswalt was turned away after Landrum, the courtesy runner, was caught stealing. That's off the plate. 3-2 to Leighton Bailey. And the top of the Norwell order has forced Oswalt to work a little bit. The payoff pitch. Fastball grounded right up the middle. It caught Oswalt in the cleat, and it bounded towards the first baseman, Martz, who will step on the bag. And now time is called as Oswalt will try to walk that thing off. It was a hard comebacker, a one-hopper that was scolded off the bat of Bailey. And Oswalt had it either catch him in the left cleat or maybe above that in the shin. In any case, it took a fortunate hop for the Vikings as Martz just stepped on the bag. Adam Roger's out to have a little discussion with Oswalt, give him a little extra time. Kind of hanging on to the baseball as the catcher Isaac Wilson's out there as well for the Vikings. Well, the home plate umpire out there to check. This is obviously the best that the Vikings have to offer, and would certainly be unfortunate to have to see him leave the game, but he appears that he's going to at least try to give this thing a go. He's going to get a couple of warm-up pitches as Brett Wathen waits on deck here. So Bailey's retired on the ground ball, and he doesn't look all that uncomfortable. Well, I think he's going to stay out there. So Brett Wathen will step in here after the ground ball by Leighton Bailey. And Brett Wathen is, of course, the guy that had the 3-run homer late in the game against DeKalb. First of the season for Mr. Wathen in this shortened season for him. The first pitch is off the plate, ball 1 to Wathen. He's a guy that's aggressive, swings early in the count. He's drawn couple of walks, 4 for 12 in his at-bats since his first contest on May 1st against Hamilton Heights on that Saturday afternoon. It's ball 2 in the dirt, and Oswalt kind of still trying to work through whatever he sustained there on the hot ground ball from Leighton Bailey. He hasn't been all that comfortable throwing strikes to begin with today. 14 of 26 have missed the strike zone, and the 2-0 from the lefty catches the knees, called a strike to Brett Wathen. Wathen, of course, the senior, driven in 7 over the course of the year. He hits this thing hard towards the left, but it's foul. Rips it wide of the third base bag, evens the count at 2-2. Wathen has been hitting both from the right and the left side. He's had much more power batting from the right side. A couple of strikeouts early in the game against DeKalb on Tuesday from the left side. Then he switched to the right, hit a home run, now takes strike 3 on the outside corner. The strikeouts have been an issue for Wathen. That's number 7 already in 13 at-bats on the year. So the first 2 men are retired here in the top of this second inning as Josiah Leidig will step in, the first baseman. He is back in the lineup today after a 1-game hiatus. He played first and was DH'd for on Tuesday in the first conference game against DeKalb. Norwell, of course, back in action again tomorrow. Ball 1 off the plate to Leidig as Norwell hits the road again for the long trip to Kendallville. There's a strike called, outer half, to Leidig to even the count at 1-1. This is the second game of 5 conference straight to finish out the regular season, including a non-conference game against Northrop on Senior Day next Wednesday in Ossian. Strike 2 to Leidig as he swings through the fastball. Ball and 2 strikes here with 2 outs and the bases empty in the Norwell second. That's a fastball set up off the plate was Wilson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Leidig is hitting .275, a team best 14 walks. He's had a great eye this year, worked a lot of counts. That's left down, and he runs the count full once again. Again, the first time through this Norwell lineup, Oswalt has had to labor a little bit. issued a leadoff walk that came around to score in the top of the first to Eli Riley. The payoff pitch left up, and another good at bat by Josiah Leidig, the first in a week for him, and he draws the walk to put a runner on first with 2 out, and Crew Bustle stepping to the dish. Bustle's been in and out of a DHing role this year. He's been in the outfield when he has been in the lineup. In left field today, Cade Shelton has gotten more reps, the freshman in right for the Knights. There's a first pitch, give me over strike at the knees of Bustle. Bustle has struck out 18 times this year, which have been a little bit of an issue when you break down the numbers. It is a team high. Here's a pickoff move, a soft one from Oswald. Leidig back in, standing up. But Bustle has some power, and it's pull power when he does make contact with a baseball. Hitting just under 350. The strike one pitch, swing and a miss by Bustle. There's a middle pitch to Bustle, just kind of swung through it. Works behind here once again, as he did for a couple of the at-bats on Tuesday afternoon, although did draw a couple of walks, which was rather uncharacteristic of Bustle. The strike 2 pitch, runner on the move. Pitch is called strike 3 on the outside corner, and so whether Leidig would have had that base stolen or not doesn't matter, and the side is retired. Couple of strikeouts for Oswald looking at the top of the second, and we head to the Viking second here on WellsCountyVoice.com with Norwell on top 1-0.
Soaring high above, exploring our planet. A professional timepiece designed to take flight. Citizen ProMaster. Go beyond.
Daniel's Jewelers on North Main Street in Bluffton, where personal service and trust become part of the memory. Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
1-0 Knights here in Huntington as Norwell scratched across a cheap run at the top of the first inning, but could be important. These games have tended to be low scoring between these two teams since Huntington North joined the Northeast 8. In fact, even dating back farther than that, it'll be Thorne, Huff, and Martz here in the Huntington second. First pitch strike at the top of the zone to Lucas Thorne. Thorne was at the plate when the courtesy runner Landrum was caught stealing to end the first inning. Misses off the plate with his second offering. Haynes worked a 14-pitch first inning with 6 balls and 8 strikes. The 1-1 to Thorne is a fastball high and tight, drives him off the plate. Thorne bailing out of the box. Haynes wants a new baseball again. Huntington North and Norwell have split since the Vikings joined the Northeast 8, with both teams winning one at the visitor's place. In fact, the last 2 games in this series have been won by the visitor. Huntington North winning at Norwell in 2018 5-1. And then Norwell coming here to Huntington the last time these two teams met in 2019 and winning 3-0 in a conference game. The 2-1 pitch is a fastball that's fouled straight back to the screen. Haynes is a fastball heavy guy, and that's what you're going to see. He's trying to overpower you. The well-built 6'3 senior stands with a tall stature on the mound. Comes set at the belt. Does not come out of the windup. The 2-2 drops in. Strike 3 called. Beautiful breaking pitch from Rocco Haynes. And it froze Thorne for Haynes' second strikeout.
Stepping to the plate for the Vikings, number 19, the right fielder, Wesley Huff.
Now here comes Wesley Huff for Huntington North with 1 out. The base is empty. It's going to be tough to see a lot of traffic for Huntington North. Here's a ground ball hit softly towards the shortstop. It's gloved by Bailey, scooped up, throw on the run, dug out of there by Leidig, and he's called safe. So just beating it out was Wesley Huff down the line. Give a base hit, an infield single for Wesley Huff. The throw was bounced in there, but it was scooped by Leidig. Huff beat it out. Second hit of the day for the Vikes. And this is the infield variety. Both have been to the opposite field. Here's a strike call at the knees. Center cut to Cole Martz, who's hitting in the 6th hole today. Huff has just one stolen base on the year, not a huge threat to run. And Haynes will try a pickoff move. Nice tag applied by Leidig again. That pickoff move can be sneaky and pretty quick by Rocco Haynes. Quickly comes set, delivers the strike one pitch, ground ball towards the shortstop. It's backhanded by Bailey. He'll throw to second, but it is in time, they say, to get Wesley Huff. He went in with a foot-first slide. Luke McBride holding the bag, and the force out will be successful for the Knights, getting Huff at second base. So didn't have any chance to turn the double play there, but March reaches on the fielder's choice. Now 2 gone here in the second.
The shortstop, number 3, Cruz Fuentes.
Here comes Cruz Fuentes. First pitch is a called strike. Fuentes has been good toward the bottom of the order for Huntington this year as well, as the Knights lead 1-0 here in the Huntington North second inning. The strike one pitch, check swing, and Fuentes went around too far for strike 2. Rocco Haynes has been pretty good so far. 2/3 of his pitches have found the strike zone. He's been efficient as well. His last big conference start was against Leo, and that turned out to be a loss. The strike 2 is up high. They're going to try to run on him again, and I don't know why, as Martz is out by a mile again at second base, and Riley guns down his second victim of the game through 2 innings, and Norwell carries a 1-0 lead to the 3rd on the Voice.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
Cruising right along into the top of the 3rd inning here at Viking Field today. Norwell up 1-0. No hits for the Knights yet through the basically the first time through the order, as McBride will step to the plate. Then they'll turn the card over for Riley Graff. 9-1-2 due up for the Knights. The Vikings have wasted both of their base hits with runners that have been caught stealing, and neither one of them has been particularly close. Continue to test the arm of the collegiate catcher Eli Riley. Adam Rozier has been aggressive all season long in the stolen base department, but he's been burned already twice here today. And the first pitch to Luke McBride is called a strike. Very bottom reaches of the zone. McBride hitting in the 9-hole again today after doing it for the first time on Tuesday. 286 this year. The strike one is downstairs. A ball and a strike to McBride. On base percentage close to 500. He's drawn a lot of walks. Walks as much as he strikes out, and has 18 RBIs. Has been hitting toward the middle to lower part of the strikes, or the batting order for the better part of the year. Moved to the 9-hole. Coach Dave Goodmiller's really jumbled around the bottom of that lineup all season long, trying to find a productive 9th guy that can get that lineup card turned over. The 2-1's grounded inside the bag and fair towards third, and that's a base hit for McBride. Shading towards the line was Eckert, who will scoop it up out of there, and it'll hold McBride to a single. But a sharp ground ball just inside the bag by a foot bounces into left field for Norwell's first hit. So again, that was what we were just talking about with the 9-hole production not really being there in the first half of the season. That's completely changed since Dave Goodmiller has moved the lineup around. Here comes the top, and Eli Riley, who was walked his first time up. Ball one up and away to Riley, who drew walk number 15, which put him in the lead for a team high in that department. Lead off the first inning, came around to score on the Rocco Haynes ground ball to the right side. The 1-0, he squares to bunt, pops it up, foul out of play. Riley hasn't bunted very much at all, obviously, in the leadoff spot. He does have tremendous speed, but he's got plenty of power as well. No reason to take away that power. 4 doubles, a triple, and a couple of home runs on the year. High leg kick, 1-1 pitch left high by Riley, 2-1. Just a perfect, doesn't go far enough to describe the afternoon here in Huntington. We're set up outside, a couple of feet down the first base line. 64 degrees, 2-1 pitch, called a strike, just above the belt and on the outer half to Riley. Evens the count at 2-2. McBride, not a huge base stealing threat from first. Hasn't been in that many situations this year, but does have good speed. The 2-2, and Riley swings and misses, and he is gone on strikes for the first out of the third. Riley hasn't struck out very much this year. That's just 7 times now over the course of the season. And that is the first out of the third. Luke Graff steps in from the left side. Softly lined out to Cruz Fuentes at shortstop his first time up. First pitch breaking ball missed inside as Graff was backing out of the box. Norwell in the visiting Vegas gold with navy blue numbers and white trim. White pants with the navy pinstripes. The 1-0 pitch, McBride takes off. Pitch is called a strike. Throw down to second is in time. They got McBride by a hair. He slid in, and he is tagged out to wipe the bases clean. And now 2 out here in the third. So that's the third man that's been caught stealing. First for the Knights. Eli Riley has cut down both Viking runners that have attempted to steal a bag. And so it wipes away any kind of scoring opportunity for the Knights. And then Graff swings through strike 2. Moving right along here today. Not a ton of traffic on the bases really for either squad. The 1-2 to Graff. Breaking pitch. Foul ball as it went in and out of the glove of Wilson. Looked like he was going to hang on to that thing and could have for the third out of the inning. But it becomes a foul ball as it bounced in and out of the glove of Wilson. Ooh, that just missed. And here, a couple of guys on the Huntington bench that wanted that. The Vikings moved to the first base dugout several seasons ago, where they joined the Northeast 8. 2-2. This ball is hammered towards the right center field gap, and it drops for a base hit. Luke Graff turned on that thing on the 2-2 pitch, a nice eye, and it earns him a seeing eye single after a line out in the first inning. It's unfortunate for the Knights that they wasted the base runner there. Second hit of the inning for Norwell. McBride led off. They ground ball single to left. And up comes Rocco Haynes, always dangerous, over 500. Already has the 34th RBI of the season for him. Runner takes off, and the pitch is grounded foul in the box. Graff is a huge base stealing threat. 10 stolen bags on the year, but again, he's worked with a lot of guys in front of him all season long. Has a chance to test Isaac Wilson once again. Graff just has excellent straight line speed. Talking to Dave Goodmiller about that last night. The strike 1 pitch, runner on the move again. Pitch is outside, an extra beat. Graff is in there safely as the ball bounces away. And Fuentes might have had him there. If he's able to hold on to the baseball, it bounced out of his glove, and so Graff has a stolen bag. He moves into scoring position with 2 outs. Already the second stolen base of the game for the Knights. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball high, 2-1. And didn't get far enough away from Wilson to allow Graff to advance to third. Important run sitting out there at second base. You just have the feeling that this thing could be low scoring again here today. Breaking pitch is fouled back to the screen, 2-2, which is what you'd expect. Going back to that comment made earlier, Norwell won here The last time these two teams met when Huntington North was not in the Northeast 8, Norwell won 1-0 in an early season matchup. Complete game by Alex Hunter that afternoon. The 2-2 pitch is lifted high in the air towards left. This is going to drift foul. It's hooking for the batting cages out there. Of course, the batting cages are inside the fence here at Huntington North, one of the few unique aspects to Viking Field, as the equipment barn is down there as well in play, so you can kind of go right up against it. So a long strike from Haynes. 2 balls and 2 strikes again. Graft out there at second with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning, and Norwell leading 1-0. This pitch is lined towards the right side. Going back is Wesley Huff, and he is able to make the grab in foul territory, and the side is retired. So Haynes is unable to get the bat head around quick enough to put that in play. Huff is able to make the grab to retire the side, and the Knights have a couple of hits but nothing to show for it. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, Norwell on top 1-0. WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sport, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Norwell leading Huntington North 1-0 in the bottom of the 3rd here at Viking Field. We've got girls tennis going on behind us here at the varsity level here tonight as well. Norwell looking for a conference victory and a chance to still roll undefeated. They've got 1 match left before sectional. Could win the conference outright. They're able to stay undefeated, as the Lady Knights have had a tremendous season once again in girls tennis. Huntington starts the 3rd inning off with the bottom of the order, Fuentes, McCarver, and Johnson. 2 base runners have already reached as ball 1 misses down to Fuentes. 2 base runners have reached, and they've both been caught stealing by Riley on a couple of singles. 1-0 hits the knees. Apparently it's off the plate, 2-0. I think Riley thought that was a strike. Rocco will take a brief pause to make sure his shoelaces are tied. 25 strikeouts for Riley coming in. And already on the day, he's got a couple of them. 2 strikeouts and 2 hits, but he's fallen behind Fuentes 3-0. He fell behind the leadoff batter, Jack Eckert, in the bottom of the first 3-0. Worked back to blow him away with 3 fastballs. There's a fastball, but that wasn't close to the strike zone either, and that's a walk to lead off the 3rd. Leadoff walks are always dangerous. Even though the base stealing might not be there today for Huntington North, the opportunity remains regardless, because they have had a couple of hits. One of them was an infield single. The other one a nice shot going the other way towards left. He squares to bunt, bunts it hard. Rocco Haynes falls coming off the mound, and he scoops it up but has no chance to make a play. And that's a bunt single for Cam McCarver. And all of a sudden 2 on with nobody out for the Vikings. And so they called obstruction on Leighton Bailey at short. That's going to put Cruz Fuentes at 3rd, and that's really unfortunate for the Knights because it puts runners on the corners with nobody out, and the bunt single turns out really well for Cam McCarver. Defensive obstruction on the shortstop does go down as an error. So it was the first of the day, and an unfortunate error for Leighton Bailey. 1st and 3rd for Nick Johnson. He squares to bunt again. The fastball was high, but he bunts it back toward the screen. Obviously, McCarver was on the move on the pitch. Unfortunately, didn't have much to talk about on the obstruction. Took my eyes off of it and was looking at the play at first. Obviously, Rocco Haynes had nothing to do with it. There's a jump move back to first. McCarver back in safely. But apparently Leighton Bailey was in the baseline of Cruz Fuentes. So he's standing 90 feet away, representing the tying run here in the Viking third inning. Runner on the move again, and Riley bobbled the baseball. He kind of flipped it out of his glove. The pitch was down and away for ball one, and Cam McCarver steals second. Now 2 men in scoring position with nobody out for Huntington North. This has kind of imploded into a weird inning here for the Knights, but obviously still an opportunity to limit or negate the damage completely here for Rocco Haynes. He's got strikeout stuff, but he is working now with the next hitter against the top of the order. He paints the outside black for a strike call. And reach back for something extra on that fastball. Infield is playing in on the cutout of the grass. The corner's pinched in even farther as well, but McBride and Bailey are on the grass. There's a big bender that breaks down and gets Johnson to swing and miss. And that's the first out, a huge strikeout for Rocco Haynes. And here comes Jack Eckert with 1 out, 2 men in scoring position. Eckert swung and missed a couple of times in the first inning. He was blown away on fastballs. They try to squeeze him in. There's a ball. Now they've got the runner hung up between third and the plate, and Norwell throws it away down the line. And now what? Now time is called. The ball bounced toward the fence right in front of me. The runner scored because Brody Bolin made a poor throw to the plate. It's way up the line. They were trying to squeeze him home. Eckert pulled back on the pitch. It was not a strike, but Fuentes was way down the line. And I'm guessing the discussion was about whether the ball went out of play. The fence rides up a little bit. There's some fence support back here as well. So in any case, he'll be at third. That's the second Norwell error of the inning after the obstruction. And Cruz Fuentes ties the game at 1. E5 on the play. 1-0 to Eckert. There's ball 2. This is kind of turned into one of those innings again for Norwell that have haunted them all season long. 35th error of the year. And there's ball 3 way up and away. Rocco Haynes normally doesn't struggle with control. He's struggling again here with Jack Eckert, who he fell behind 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. As Huntington has already pushed across a run to tie the game. So there's ball 3. I guess the first pitch was a strike to Jack Eckert. So it's 3-1 with that runner on third. Norwell infield still pulled in. The 3-1 pitch called strike 2, so that changes the at-bat certainly. Jack Eckert taking a fastball strike at the knees on the outside corner. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter Eckert. The go-ahead run at third. There is ball 4, just missing inside. Boy, you can really hear Norwell pitching coach Jamie Feldheiser getting after it here. And there have been some pitches that have been pretty close, and it's a walk. Well, now the home plate umpire and a Norwell fan going back and forth a little bit, which is just pretty completely unnecessary. Here's Matt Schnepp after a pitching visit from Dave Goodmiller. Infield will play, the middle will play back now, double play depth, with the corners pinched in on the grass. It's tied at 1 with 1 out here in the third. Runner on the move. First pitch is lined toward the right side, and it drops in the outfield for a base hit. And Eckert's going to go first to third on this play. The throw comes in. It's cut off by the second baseman, McBride. And Huntington North takes the lead on the RBI single from Matt Schnepp. So the Vikings are up 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. Tallied a couple hits, another pickoff move from Rocco Haynes. Some things have not gone Norwell's way in this inning, including an obstruction call. There's ball one. Then an error by Bolin when they had Cruz Fuentes dead to rights, caught between third and the plate. They were trying to squeeze him home, and Eckert missed the bunt. He swings through it. The runner, Schnepp, is on the move, though, and he steals second. So now the Vikings are starting to bully Eli Riley behind the plate a little bit, as he has had the third base of the inning stolen on him here. 1-1 pitch has popped up. Foul territory. Riley going back, third base dugout, and it falls out of play behind the Norwell fans. 1-2. The Viking bench has come alive here as they've taken a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the third inning. So anyway, there was the obstruction call. Then there was the error by Bolin. Then there was a tight walk and then a line shot single to right. The 1-2 pitch misses up and away. A breaking ball that Haynes failed to get on top of. 2-2. He's really labored in this inning. Was on cruise control through the first two. Now the Vikings have taken the lead. The 2-2. Comes back with another breaking ball. He loops it towards McBride, and he will look back the runner at third. He throws it to third, and the Knights don't get an out. Well, that's just a poor defensive play by Luke McBride, who did the right thing by looking him back, because Jack Eckert was not on the move. He was stuck down there at third base with a pretty wide lead, but McBride should have gone to first for the out. And the bases are loaded. And that's a fielder's choice. Boy, the Knights have not helped themselves out here in this inning at all. First pitch is ground ball up the middle. Rocco Haynes can't find it. It contacted him. He'll have to throw to first for the only play he has to get the out there. But Huntington North scores another run. And that is in part due to the defensive mistake by Luke McBride, but there's also several other things that have happened in this inning. So the Vikings take a 3-1 lead on that sharp ground ball right up the middle. And this pitch is lined towards the center fielder, but this should be right at Luke Raft. He will put the squeeze on it and end the inning. Now, that was an eventful 3-run inning for Huntington North, but they take the lead here at home on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
A pair of walks and a pair of errors by the Norwell defense, and the 6-win Vikings have the lead 3-1 through 3 here at home. And Austin Oswalt back on the mound. Took a shot off the leg in the second inning, and he's okay. He has been all right. The lefty has looked pretty good. It's taken him a lot of pitches to get through 3 innings. He's sitting at 59 unofficially right now as he faces the Norwell lineup for the second time. Bolin, Bailey, and Wathen. Middle of the order, 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Knights and trying to respond after a little bit of a disastrous bottom of the third inning. This young team has had those innings this year that have just killed them. I mean, there's been some games you can think back to, the Carroll game, the Leo game in the 7th, where it really cost him. First pitch breaking ball down low to the 4th hitter, Brody Bolin. Bolin, first time up, struck out swinging, foul tipped it into the glove. Here's another breaking ball, grounded up the middle. It's gloved on the backhand by the second baseman, throwing off balance and getting Bolin by half a step is Matt Schnepp on an acrobatic play, fielded it on the cutout of the grass and threw it across his body, falling away towards the second base bag, and Schnepp retires Bolin by half a step for out number 1. That was a really nice play by Matt Schnepp there at second base. So Bolin is out for out number 1. Here comes Leighton Bailey. It's from the right side. Ground ball right back at Oswalt first time up. This was the play where Oswalt had it contact his leg. First pitch is fouled out of play. Bailey hit it right off of Oswalt's left foot or leg, and it bounced to the first baseman, Cole Martz, who was able to easily step on the bag. A fortunate bounce for the Vikings there, because it could have opened up an inning there for the Knights. In any case, the strike 1. He pulled the string on Bailey, was way out on his front foot, and swings through it for strike 2. Vikings with some momentum now after 3 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning, leading 3-1. Another breaking pitch. He swung at it and missed, but it goes to the backstop, and Bailey's going to reach on the wild pitch. So that does count as a strikeout for Oswald, but Bailey is aboard here with 1 out. Wilson had no chance at that. And he tried to put his body in front of that thing, but Bailey took off. He has good speed, and he got him chasing 2 times in a row on that pitch. First pitch down and away to Brett Wathen. Struck out looking his first time up. Batting from the right side again here today against the lefty. And this is where his power has been. Here's strike 1 at the knees. Wathen had that 3-run homer in the 6th inning against DeKalb on Tuesday night to put Norwell's lead at 14-6, well out of reach. Here's a big bender that misses off the plate. 2-1, not by a lot. Wilson stuck it, but didn't get the call. 2-1 here to Brett Wathen. Bailey an extra step lead away from first. 3-1 now to Brett Wathen as the fastball missed up and away. Oswald's only thrown 38 strikes in 68 pitches, so a lot of pitches have missed the strike zone. Laboring a little bit here in the top of the 4th inning again. Takes a couple looks at the runner. 3-1 up and away. Brett Wathen leaves it out there. 2 men on after the wild pitch drop 3rd strike and then the walk to Wathen with just 1 out here in the Norwell 4th. So Wathen draws his 3rd walk of the season in limited bats, and Josiah Leidig will step in. He walked his first time up. A team best 15 walks on the year. There's a strike call, outside corner to Leidig. Pair looks, delivers the strike 1. Bender catches the outside corner. Leidig a leg bend. Kind of bounds out of the box. He has worked from behind in some counts to work himself into it. A guy that gives a lot of quality at bats. The strike 2. Swing and a miss. He blew it by Leidig. Oswalt reached back for the fastball and found something extra. 2 gone here in the 4th. That's a big strikeout for Austin Oswalt as he's rung up 6 nights on the day. This has not been a Norwell team that has struck out with regularity offensively this year. First pitch to Crew Bussell, misses down and away for ball 1. Bussell struck out looking his first time up on a play where Leidig was stealing second. The pitch was called strike 3 anyway to get Huntington North out of the inning. Outside and down again, 2-0. Leighton Bailey out there at second, Brett Wathen at first with 2 gone in a 3-1 game here top of the 4th inning in Huntington. Oswald delivers. Fastball, outside half, called a strike. Wind, not much of a factor here at all today. Just a light breeze to keep everybody comfortable. 64 degrees at first pitch here in the middle of May. Off-speed pitch, and Bussell was again out in front, 2-2. Big pitch coming for Austin Oswald. Wild pitch, 3rd strike, and a walk have put 2 runners aboard. Tying run is on base. Just missed outside, but the runner was on the move, and Bailey pulled up. Well, that's just a ridiculous base running mistake by Leighton Bailey. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, as Bailey had no clue what the count was, and Huntington North still on top, 3-1 WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
Back here at Viking Field, so kind of to break that play down a little bit further, Bailey thought the count was 3-2, pulled up. The pitch was just off the plate. He was running on the pitch. It was 2-2. It was a double steal opportunity there for the Knights, just try to advance the runners a little bit closer. Bailey was running hard on the pitch, then pulled up because he thought it was ball 4, and then caught the idea that the catcher, Isaac Wilson, might throw it down there, and then he was out by a lot. So the mistakes have been really bad for Norwell today. There's no doubt about that, and they've been bad baseball mistakes. There's a strike call, fast ball on the first pitch to Cole Martz. And there has been some issues with that over the course of the season. Strike one, foul tipped into the glove on a breaking pitch. Rocco Haynes has worked pretty good here today. Did have a couple of walks last inning, but and that's really what hurt him. Now the errors were there's a ground ball towards the shortstop. Should be routine for Bailey. Throws across his body for the out. But going back to that point, the errors were hurtful, but so were the walks. And so, it can't always be on the defensive mistakes. And remember, one of the errors was chalked up due to defensive obstruction. Here comes Cruz Fuentes for Huntington North in the 7-hole. Fuentes walked his first time up, eventually came around to score back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Swings the first pitch and pops it up. Foul territory, first base side, now to play. But a run on 2 hits and a couple errors for the Knights. 3 runs on 4 hits for Huntington North and a couple of men left on base. So Huntington team comes in today at just 6-11. They've played a tough schedule, non-con. Strike 2 at the knees. And he's ahead of Fuentes 0-2, and now Haynes is really working ahead of the hitters. But just 6 wins this year, and Norwell has trailed. Here's an excuse me swing, and Riley snags it with a bare hand, but it's fouled away. Check swing by Fuentes, and Riley picks it up in foul territory. Cam McCarver waits on deck for the Vikings. The 0-2 pitch fouled straight back. Fuentes putting together a nice little bat here. Rocco Haynes has about half of his right foot on the rubber, stands on the first base side, comes set at the belt, delivers the pitch, it's away. A fastball, ball 1 off the plate. Norwell playing pretty medium depth in the outfield, although it's hard to judge from this broadcast location. 1-2, he said Fuentes went around. I think the pitch was a strike anyway, and so Fuentes strikes out. And 2 are gone here in the Huntington North 4th. Cam McCarver steps into the box, wide open stance toward the back as he shades with his feet set just past shoulder width apart. First pitch strike call, fastball outside half to McCarver. He tried to bunt his last time and did so successfully down the first base line. He's behind that fastball, way behind it, 0-2. He put together a nice bunt, and Rocco Haynes slipped coming off the mound, but he's into a good rhythm here. The strike 2, and he blows it by him for strike 3. That was an easy 1-2-3 inning for Rocco Haynes, and we are on to the 5th. The Vikings leading Norwell 3-1 on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network and the IHSAA Champions Network.
Always going to have sibling rivalry, and it's no different with the Heidi brothers. They went and built 2 dealerships right next to each other and filled them up with new Chevys, Jeeps, Buicks, Chryslers, Dodge Rams, and more. And some of the best late model pre-owned vehicles around, just so they could compete for your business with service, selection, and price. The choice is yours. Heidi Automotive Group in Bluffton, just 20 minutes south of Fort Wayne.
Are you taking the first step towards a healthier you, or are you just tired of the same workout? From beginners to fitness veterans, the Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is the place for you. We offer a full range of workout equipment, personal trainers, certified instructors, a full line of classes, an indoor pool, and so much more. Have peace of mind when you work out with childcare available. The Greater Fort Wayne YMCA is so much more. Join today. Visit fwymca.org.
We're into the top of the fifth here in Huntington with the Vikings leading Norwell 3-1. Vikings trying to put together their third conference victory here tonight. Norwell a favorite in this game coming in. Obviously, Rocco Haynes on the mound, their best chance to win on any given night. He has been their number one all season long. Crew Bustle, then McBride and Riley here in the top of the fifth inning. But Norwell fell behind after giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the third. First pitch swing and a miss by Bustle on a pitch that was over but low. And Bustle already struck out looking. He had an unfortunate sequence his last time up. Breaking ball, he bails out of the box, and it's called a strike on the inner half. So Bustle worked the count full his last time up when Bailey was caught stealing. And he swings through it, and he's down on 3 pitches. Second strikeout from Bustle here today. Numbers 19 and 20 on the year. Luke McBride steps in, hitting in the 9-hole. McBride hit a ground ball single sharply inside the bag at third first time up. But did not come around to score. He was thrown out at second base. Foul ball popped up over onto the tennis courts. Now to play. Tennis got rolling much earlier here today, so expect that to be done here pretty soon. There's strike 2 called to McBride. Grounds this pitch towards third once again softly, and it's going to die in the grass, and they're going to have no play on McBride. It's a swinging bunt for Luke McBride, his second hit of the day, and just Norwell's third to put a man aboard here with 1 out in the 5th. McBride has 2 hits in the 9-hole today for the Knights. Here comes Eli Riley. Riley swings the first pitch and fouls it away. Riley, a walk and a strikeout, has not put one in play yet today. That's uncharacteristic of him, who has hit .392 on the season coming in that leadoff spot. Strike 1. Oh, man, that was called a strike. Delayed strike call. Outside half at the belt, and Riley's behind 0-2. Time is called here. McBride has a pretty short lead away from first. Don't think they're going to test the arm of Isaac Wilson again. Not when you're trailing by 2. The 0-2 pitch, and Riley swings and misses, and first base is occupied. So 2 are gone, even though Riley took off out of the box. That was a uncomfortable and unhealthy looking swing there from Riley. Second time he struck out today. He has not seen the ball well off of Oswald's left arm. Here is Luke Graft with 2 out. Graft a line out and a line drive single. Grounds the first pitch towards first and foul. A couple feet outside the bag. Talked about the big F word frustrating on Tuesday night, about how many things have been that. That was really DeKalb fit into that category. There's a decent move that we haven't seen yet from Oswald, stepping off the back of the rubber, tossing to first with his left arm. But it's been the story here for the Knights today. In a low-scoring game, the mistakes can really hurt you. McBride takes off, pitches swung on and missed, throw down to second, and they didn't get him. Tag was applied. McBride slides in and beats it by just a smidge, and so a runner in scoring position. McBride, or Graff rather, is behind 0-2. That fastball was well outside the strike zone, but still has an RBI opportunity here with 2 outs. Could draw the Knights to within a run. as it's starting to feel kind of late already. You know, we're moving already. It's about stretch time. Breaking pitch, and Graff swings through it, and the side is retired. Well, the Knights were strikeout happy in that inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Huntington North leading Norwell 3-1 on WellsCountyVoice.com, part of the Voice Sports Network, the IHSEA Champions Network.
At Corrective Chiropractic, we offer individualized treatment plans for patients of all ages, from infants to elderly, and even during pregnancy. Have you ever experienced a workplace, sport, or auto accident, or just keep suffering from chronic pain? Corrective Chiropractic can help. Knee, neck, shoulder, or back pain, headaches, migraines, allergies, muscular tension? Corrective Chiropractic can help.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic, serving Bluffton, Yoder, Decatur, Bern, Montpelier, and the surrounding area to help you feel and function better. Schedule your appointment today at 260-353-1400 and let Corrective Chiropractic help you along your journey to health and wellness. Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
We're in the bottom of the 5th here at Huntington North, with the Vikings leading Norwell 3-1 here on this sunny May afternoon. Rocco Haynes is back to work for inning number 5, 59 pitches through 4. Austin Oswald sits at 89, and he's had to labor much more than Rocco Haynes today. But the Vikings have the lead thanks to a bit of a long stretch and a poor inning defensively by the Knights in the 3rd. That's where they put up the crooked number. Here comes Nick Johnson to lead things off for Huntington North. First pitch is grounded towards the shortstop. Takes a candy hop for Leighton Bailey, but he bobbles it. Throw to first, and it bounces in there. And there's E6 by Leighton Bailey to put the leadoff man aboard. Just been that kind of day again. And as routine as it gets there. Took a real nice hop for Leighton Bailey. Obviously not the normal starting shortstop. That usually is Rocco Haynes. But he has filled that gap when Rocco's pitching this year. Here's a ball that's hit towards the other way, and it squirts through the infield on a spinning line drive single. He kind of hit a cue shot there. Bailey couldn't reach it into the hole in time. It got into left, and the first two men reach here in the bottom of the 5th inning for Huntington North. Here comes Matt Schnepp, the 2-hitter. This is the top of the lineup, too. Most dangerous part for Huntington North. Rocco comes set. First pitch is high. Schnepp was squared around to bunt. He tried bunting his first time up today. Riley made a nice play on it, but has the ability to do so. Ripped a single to the right side his last time up that drove in a run. Corners are pinched in here for the Knights, and the middle is playing about even with the bag, maybe a step behind, with McBride creeping in. Bailey holding the runner at second. And he bunts it towards the first base side, but foul. Certainly not a textbook bunt style there from Matt Schnepp. The pitch ran inside on Schnepp, and he kind of jumped back out of the box. Counts 1-1. A bunt would be huge here for the Vikings, with the pitcher Austin Oswald looming on deck. And a chance to try to bust this thing open and get the Vikes a lead. Inside move by Rocco Haynes, but no throw attempted. Bailey was still a couple steps off the bag. A bluff with Nick Johnson out there. Jack Eckert over at first for Huntington North. The 1-1 pitch, he tries to bunt again, and once again bunts a foul. So question becomes here, is it a scenario that's important enough for Huntington North to keep the bunt on with 2 strikes? Well, Adam Rozier is an aggressive guy. Intuition would tell me that they will not keep the bunt on here, just because you're hitting with the lead. You certainly want to extend the lead, but you're not desperate enough to get that extra run. They do it. He bunts it down the third base line. It's fair, and he's going to bunt for a hit. Riley doesn't have a play. That was a perfectly placed bunt. The bases are loaded on something that, there's basically been one ball that's touched the outfield in the last couple innings for Huntington North. And now they've got the bases loaded with nobody out. Bunt single with 2 strikes for Matt Schnepp. That was a beauty. First pitch, strike call to Austin Oswald to the 3-hole. And again, Rocco Haynes in a strikeout situation. Norwell middle infielders playing back for the double play, but the corners again are playing in on the grass. The 1-0, or the 0-1 rather, misses high, 1-1. Single and a ground ball into a fielder's choice last time up for Austin Oswald. Chance to break this thing open with a big gap shot here. Fastball grounded towards the shortstop. Picked up by Bailey. There's got to be a call there, and I think it's interference. It is, so that will send the runner back to third. So Johnson will have to go back to third here, and the bases will still be loaded. Interference was called on the runner at second, Jack Eckert. It just kind of bumped into Leighton Bailey trying to make that play. So there's that. It leaves the bases loaded, but now 1 out. Here's a check swing, and he went too far. Called a strike. Lucas Thorne, the hitter here, and behind a strike. Breaking pitch, drops in, strike 2. Big situation. Now the infield is pulled all the way in. So they're going to try to cut down the run at the plate. Thinking Thorne can't get it past him, the DH. The 0-2. Breaking pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Now the runner breaking from third, coming to the plate, and they got him at the plate. What a play as Nick Johnson tried to steal a run, and that's the third out. No, that's the third out. Now what's going on? That was the third out. Should be 3. Okay, now everybody's barking, but that was definitely the third out. Swing and a miss. The strike 3 was the second out after the runner interference, and then they cut down the run. So Huntington North had the bases loaded with nobody out, and they do not get a run across. Nick Johnson tried to score from third on what was a pitch that was a little bit wild, and he is tagged out by Eli Riley, who picked it up and swipe tagged just before Johnson reached the plate. So we're through 5, and again, some weird things have happened here at Huntington North here this afternoon. In any case, Norwell looking to battle back. They're down to their final 6 outs, trailing 3-1 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Nick Huffman, a Bluffton High School graduate, is ready to help you buy, sell, or build your dream home. If you're ready to start a new chapter in your life, now's the time. With historic low interest rates, houses are moving at lightning speed. Whether you need single-family, multifamily, agricultural, commercial, property management, mixed use, or land development, give Nick a call or text at 827-8255 or send him a message on Facebook at Real Estate by Nick Huffman. Nick is located at the Steffen Group at 107 West Market Street in Bluffton. His number again is 827-8255.
Bluffton Roofing Incorporated prides themselves on developing a long-term relationship with their customers, listening to their needs and suggesting the proper course of action, be it preventative maintenance, repair, or replacement. Bluffton Roofing and owner James Worth are GAF certified and are certified weather stopper roofing contractors. Bluffton Roofing is fully insured, protecting you and your home. Call 824-3564 or 307-6313. Bluffton Roofing Incorporated. Quality first home improvements.
3-1 Huntington North in the top of the 6th inning. Norwell has 6 outs to work with here, and 3-4-5 due up for the Knights. Haynes, Bolin, and Bailey. So this will likely be their best opportunity to score, although with McBride hitting at the bottom today, you feel more confident with that. Strike 1 call, very bottom reaches of the zone to Rocco Haynes. Haynes 0 for 2, a ground out and a foul out his last time up. Strike 1 pitch is turned on early and grounded foul inside the Norwell dugout at third. 0-2, that was pitch number 91 already from Oswald, so don't know how much longer he's going to go here today, and we're obstructed from bullpen action for Huntington North. This pitch is ripped towards the right side. It's sinking, and it will drop for a base hit. They try to gun him at first. They don't have a chance to do that. And Rocco Haynes is in there safely on the line drive single to right. His first hit of the day. That's the 4th hit for the Knights, and Bo Morgan is going to courtesy run for Haynes. Nice shot by Rocco to lead off the inning. He's just a guy that is so difficult to retire. I mean, he just gets on all the time, one way or another. Here's the first pitch, grounded towards the right side, slowed down by the infield grass, scooped up by the second baseman, Matt Schnepp, who throws to first in time to get Bolin by a step. It moves the runner over to second with one out. Leighton Bailey, some work to do here for the Knights. Trying to claw back into this thing in the top of the 6th inning of the conference game, and he swings at another pitch in the dirt. He was caught twice the last time doing that. He ended up reaching on the drop third strike, which was a wild pitch, bounded to the backstop. And he reached first base pretty easily there without a throw. But that's 3 in a row where the breaking pitch has been in the dirt and Bailey has chased it, or close to the dirt anyway. Time is called for a moment here as Bailey steps out of the box, trying to collect himself a little bit. The pitch off the plate, 1-1. Nice eye by Bailey. Brett Wathen waits on deck. He had the home run on Tuesday night. Did Wathen. The 1-1 to Bailey is up and away once again. Big bender, and this time Bailey lays off, and there's some good discipline showcase there by Bailey. Trying to learn something. Yeah, walk would certainly do the trick here. With Wathen waiting and hungry again to get back after things after a frustrating day at the plate. Runner takes off for third. The pitch is outside. Throw down to third, and they didn't get him. Bo Morgan steals third, and it puts runners at the corners with one out. Huge stolen base by Morgan, as Oswalt was focused on trying to get the hitter, and he kind of neglected Bo Morgan down there, who kind of jumped out of there after Oswalt didn't really look at him, and so that's runners at first and third, and Norwell's best scoring opportunity since the first inning here. Oswalt will go to first to check on Leighton Bailey. Brett Wathen a strikeout and a walk. Nice walk drawn last time up. Bailey might try to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Wilson's had a nice arm back there today. First pitch to Wathen is a bender. That's called a strike on the outside half. Pitch number 100 coming up for Oswalt. 61 have found the strike zone, and he's been more consistent as the game has evolved here today. Struggled early on, and that leadoff walk is the only run that he's given up today. And in fact, that was without the benefit of a hit in that inning. Norwell got the leadoff walk, then a stolen base, a wild pitch, ground ball to the right side to score Eli Riley. This pitch is lifted in the air towards right center field, going back towards the gap. That ball's going to drop and roll to the wall for Brett Wathen. One run is in. Bailey is being waved around third. Here comes the relay to the plate, and he is out at the plate. Bailey is cut down. Good base running by Brett Wathen to take third base. The Knights tested the arm, and he is gunned down for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. Great shot by Brett Wathen to make it a 1-run game, and he's 90 feet away. So still Norwell a base hit away from tying the game, but a tremendous relay, and Leighton Bailey is caught at the plate. It's an RBI double for Brett Wathen. First pitch to Leidig, swing and a miss. And this pitch is chopped foul, and Leidig is down 0-2. All right, Josiah Leidig with one of the biggest spots of the year for him in a conference game. Norwell down a run in the top of the 6th inning. Chances are waning here quickly for the Knights. Only 4 RBIs all year for Leidig. 0-2, missed way high, nowhere close to the zone. 103 pitches for Oswald. We'll see if they bring in somebody else in the 7th. Depends, of course, on the situation and what happens here. The 1-2 to Leidig. Big breaking ball, and again, didn't challenge him as it was high and away. Drew Bussell waits on deck. He's that guy with power, but he struck out a couple of times today, if they can get to him. Fastball, and Leidig swings and misses, and the side is retired. So a gap shot double by Brett Wathen is unable to get Norwell to tie the game as they cut down the 2nd run coming to the plate. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Knights still trailing by a single run on WellsCountyVoice.com.
Did you sprain your ankle playing with your kids last night? Have you had a nagging pain while training for an upcoming race? Or do you have an upcoming surgery? Indiana Physical Therapy understands how important and valuable your time is to you. At Indiana Physical Therapy, we can schedule you within 24 hours at any of our 19 convenient clinics. IPT has been a trusted part of your community for over 32 years. With trusted results, you can count on Indiana Physical Therapy to get you better, faster. You don't need a referral from your doctor, and all insurances are accepted, including Anthem. IPT is your choice for physical therapy. So what are you waiting for? Call Indiana Physical Therapy right now at 260-209-2464 to schedule an appointment, or go online to indianapt.com. Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Bottom of the 6th at Viking Field. Rocco Haynes is still on the mound for Norwell as Coach Goodmiller feels like he's their best chance to stay in this game. Only 71 pitches. He's been efficient here today. High strike thrower. 49 have been strikes. This guy that pounds the strike zone comes right after you and challenges him with your fastball. And so Haynes will face Huff, Martz, and Fuentes here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Misses with his first offering, down and out. 5, 6, and 7 in the order. Right fielder Huff takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Huff singled the first time up and then popped up his most recent time up. Haynes really works quickly, and Huff calls time and steps out of the box. The lefty hitting right fielder steps back in, the 1-1 fastball. Wow, that pitch was nowhere close to the zone, and Huff chased it way up top. Haynes is reaching back right now, and in a one-run game, it's important to keep this thing as close as possible. Another fastball grounded towards the right side. Gloved by Josiah Leidig. Throw to first, and they got him. Nice play in the banana curl by Rocco Haynes. Leidig caught that thing up near his chest and stayed in front of the baseball, gobbled it up, and Rocco Haynes made an acrobatic play to step on the bag with the right foot. And one is gone here on a nice defensive play all around by the corner of the infield. The first batter is retired here in the 6th, and here comes Martz. Cole Martz takes ball 1 off the plate. Martz grounded into a fielder's choice last time to the shortstop. There's ball 2 up high. Haynes takes an extra beat there and walks off the back of the mound before he steps back onto the rubber. Trying to collect himself again. Important situation here, but he's staring down the barrel at his 3rd loss of the season. That's fouled out of play, back behind the plate. Haynes was 2-2 coming in today, an ERA of 2.90. Of the 3 runs that Huntington North has scored here today, as that pitch is popped up, and it's out of play again. Eli Riley chasing it to the backstop. The 3 runs that Huntington North has scored, all of them have been earned despite the 2 errors in that inning. So it's 2-2 to Cole Martz. Haynes gives a look in, set at the belt, delivers the pitch. Fastball, called, strike 3 on the outside black. 2 gone. Rocco Haynes paints that corner once again, and Haynes racks up his 7th strikeout today. And here comes Cruz Fuentes with 2 outs and the bases empty for the Vikings. First pitch, fastball, hits the knees, and there's still plenty left in the tank for Rocco Haynes. He's only at 80 pitches. I mean, this guy could go a couple more innings if he's able to hold on to things, and obviously might come back out for the 7th if the Knights get a run. Breaking pitch, swing, and a miss. Fuentes way out in front. When Rocco gets into a rhythm, he has the ability to really mow down some hitters. There's just been some defensive absent-mindedness today. Fastball bounces in there. Tried to go low with the fastball that time, missed his spot. And a couple of bunts in that inning and a couple of walks. Just things pile on top of each other. Seems to do that more often for Norwell than it does for some other teams. The 1-2, breaking pitch again in the dirt. It is stuffed nicely by Riley. Got that thing in front of him. Walking a strikeout today for Fuentes. Knights will have Bustle, McBride, and Riley due up in the 7th. 8, 9, and 1. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away, 3-2. The payoff. Fastball off the plate. Rocco Haynes has walked Cruz Fuentes for the 2nd time today, and that's a 2-out walk. I don't know. I don't think the Knights are going to make a pitching change. It looks like Brett Wathen down there in the Norwell bullpen. It's Jamie Feldheiser out there for the Knights, not Dave Goodmiller. So that is a signal that they're going to keep Rocco in the game here. It's at 86 pitches, 2 outs, a runner at first. Cam McCarver will be the hitter when he comes to the plate. Coach Feldy out there with Eli Riley, the catcher, and Rocco Haynes. Haynes trying to work himself through this bottom of the 6th inning to keep them in the game, because this is the biggest spot in the game. The Knights obviously are in pretty desperation mode to keep Huntington North without a run here in the 6th inning. The way the Knights have hit the baseball today, only 5 hits, a couple of those late in the 6th inning, and the best one of the day was Brett Wathen's gap shot double that scored a run, but then the second run was cut down at the plate, I should say. Here comes Cam McCarver. Bunt single to the right side, strikeout for McCarver here today. First pitch, fastball, strike at the knees. Center cut. Haynes still has some run on that fastball as he nears 90 pitches. Fuentes a short lead away from first, the strike 1. Fastball up and away. Riley gave a look at him, a pump fake down there. Fuentes didn't seem all that concerned. He wasn't that far off the bag to begin with. The 1-1. Runner bluffed there. Strike 2 called. Fuentes took a couple of hard steps towards second as the sun peeks behind a cloud here for the moment. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball fouled away. Back behind the screen. Tennis is still rolling on out here today. One and two coming once again from Haynes quickly into his delivery. It's a breaking pitch, and McCarver swings and misses. He's out for the 2nd time today on strikes, and we head to the 7th inning. The Knights need a run to keep this thing going, trailing 3-2 on WellsCountyVoice.com.
I'm Dr. Josh Bell from Corrective Chiropractic in Bluffton. My goal with chiropractic treatment is to make you feel and function better by providing neurostructural corrections to help put your spine back into alignment, to strengthen your nerve system, and to relieve nerve pain. We strive to help you heal and stay healthy for years to come. Our full-service chiropractic team in Bluffton provides corrective exercises, lifestyle advice, along with spinal and postural screenings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nick Altair, and I'm proud to join the team here at Corrective Chiropractic. Our goal is to figure out what is causing your pain and restore movement to the optimal level. From infants to older adults, chiropractic is a safe way to manage growing pains and other body trauma. Did you know that chiropractic care can strengthen your overall immune system? Give us a call at 260-353-1400. Chiropractic care can help you on your journey to the best version of you.
Corrective Chiropractic, 360 North Main Street, Suite A, Dutch Mill Plaza, Bluffton, Indiana.
And welcome back to Viking Field. Nail biter here in the 7th. Norwell in a conference game trailing 3-2. They've trailed since the 3rd inning here today. Huntington North took a 3-1 lead in the 3rd. Gave up a run in the 6th on an RBI double from Brett Wathen. And now 8, 9, and 1 coming up here for the Knights in this inning as we play in the shade for the moment. First pitch bender called a strike. Bustle has struck out looking and swinging here today, has not put the ball in play. And he is certainly in need of a base hit here, and a big swing and a miss by Bussell on a breaking pitch down. Oswald has fed him a steady diet of off-speed pitches, and for good reason, because Bussell has not made solid contact with any of them here today. The strike two. Fastball blew it by him, and Bussell's out on strikes for the third time. Comes Luke McBride for the Knights in the 9-hole. He has 2 hits today. One a swinging bunt, the other one a ground ball hit sharply inside the bag at third. This is a guy who does have the ability to do that in the 9 spot. He just hasn't hit there much this year. First pitch strike, and Austin Oswalt continuing to work here. Number 110 coming up. But he has pounded the strike zone. 4 straight strikes to start the inning. Here's a ground ball. High hopper towards the shortstop, deep in the hole. Glove by Fuentes. Throw to first. They got him by a step. Nice play by Cruz Fuentes deep in the hole. He fielded it chest high and made a strong throw across to get the Speedy McBride for the second out. The Knights are down to their final out here on the road today. Huntington North looking for an upset victory, and this would put to bed any conference title hopes the Knights had, even an outside chance. Leo is still 5-0. Riley hitting now, and the off-speed misses outside. A walk and a couple of strikeouts for Riley here today. Belmont and DeKalb, Columbia City and Leo, East Noble, New Haven also going on today. The 1-0 upstairs. Obviously, the most important game as far as Norwell's concerned is Columbia City at Leo, and that should not be close. You never know. The 2-0. This ball lifted in the air towards left. Going back is Eckert towards the gap, and that ball is going to drop over his head for an extra base hit. And Eli Riley takes off for third now, and the ball's bobbled, and now he's 90 feet away. The tying run is standing at third after the double, and then the misplay on the cutoff near second base. So how about that? Eli Riley hits one hard towards deep left and earns himself a double, and then advances to third on the throw. Okay, well, here comes Luke Graft. He is 1 for 3 with a line out, a line drive single, and a strikeout. Graft has the ability to swing it pretty well, go the other way. He's got the ability to beat almost anything out. And the first pitch to him is a breaking pitch, and it's grounded towards the third base side and foul outside the bag. Riley leapfrogged that thing and stayed in foul territory. Graft behind 0-1. Tying run at third. 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Knights today. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Huntington North. Both teams have left 5 men on base. We're 91 minutes in. Huntington North trying to get to a winning record in conference. The strike one pitch to Graft is fouled out of play. The Knights are down to their final strike. Huntington North dugout trying to make some noise. Graft from the left side behind 0-2 with 2 outs, and Eli Riley down at third. The pitch, fastball grounded right back at the mound. Oswalt gloves it, throws to first. And the Knights lose 3-2 here on the road. Huntington North comes away with the victory. The Knights get a 2-out double, and then he advances to third. It's important play and a nice little shot there by Eli Riley. But he is unable to score as Luke Graft grounds out right back to the mound to end this ball game here today. Norwell falls to 2-2 in the conference, as this just killed any chance they had of potentially winning this thing in a comeback fashion. And Huntington North escapes for their 7th win of the regular season. Norwell falls 3-2 today. Thanks so much for listening and joining us here this afternoon. On behalf of our owners, Scott and Dale Menser, I'm Derek Decker saying so long and God bless.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of high school sports on the Voice Enterprises. Remember, none of this would be possible without the continued support of our sponsors. Please use their services whenever possible, and when you see them, tell them thank you. Join us again next time on the Voice Enterprises.